Whoa, whoa, whoa. Apes together, strong. No reaction. Love it. Thought so. Welcome to episode 182 of Smash Cuts Podcast. I am Joe, guy at the movies, and we're joined today by Jeremy of Jeremy Kibler Film Freak, J Kibler Film.
You can call me whatever you want.
call me by your Jeremy Kibler here, writer for guyatthemovies.com. What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, fantastic. Like, we don't talk regularly.
Right, I know.
How are the dogs?
Oh, all 4,000 of them? They're good. They're all alive.
How many are there at this moment?
Oh God, do I have to? So
is it not?
I breed French bulldogs. Right now in my house, I have 15.
Oh my God!
We have a backyard. Chaotic. Keep a clean house. Yeah.
We have a backyard. I just need to say this is not a Zillow listing, Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm not crazy. Yeah.
All right, let's get into it here. We're going to start off talking about the big release of the week, which is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which, interestingly enough, I don't know if you saw this morning, but cinema score-wise, it got a B, which is wild compared to, like, the others all got A-minuses. The word of mouth on this has been very good, yet it still gets a B, but we'll dive into that. You just saw this last night. What did you think?
I did. So I was really surprised. I liked it. I say I'm surprised because I felt like the first, modern trilogy was, I thought it ended perfectly. Like, we didn't need any more. I was satisfied. And so I was surprised how much I enjoyed this. Like, I found it moving, thrilling. It's just the only thing that keeps me from like raving about it, like, as I'm sure you will, is just that sense of deja vu. And I know that's with like any reboot, follow-up, sequel, whatever you want to call it. Sense of, it's very familiar. We've done this before, but I'm just continue to be like so impressed by the CGI, the motion capture performances. Like, you see the soul behind the eyes. Like, you really do feel like you're watching apes talking, moving, running,
yeah,
being captured on camera. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
I'm right there with you. Mostly, I really enjoyed this movie. I went into it not really caring and not wanting to see it, mainly because I'm just kind of like you said, we've seen this before. I'm kind of over it a little bit with the whole ape story. I think it needs some time, even though it's been 7 years since the last one came out, which was kind of wild to me. Mm-hmm. But I really did enjoy this, mainly because I cared about the characters, and I didn't expect to care about the characters so much. But Noah, played by Owen Teague, was just incredible. Raka was incredible as well. The human character I didn't really care about, but like that's kind of the point in this one. You're not meant to really give a shit.
Yeah.
So I was okay with that. But with the familiar piece, I'm right there with you, because the knock I have on it is we don't get to Proximus until later in the film, although we kind of, he's behind the scenes a little bit with what's actually happening with the clan being torn apart. And Noah then like going to find his clan. But Proximus is really just like a rinse and repeat of many other bad apes that we've seen in the past. Maybe a little bit more calculating and less like brutal like Koba was, but it just always seems like we're doing the same thing there, where it's like one ape is fighting up against the really bad ape who's trying to destroy the humans. And we've done this. But I do think that this is a nice start to a new trilogy. They apparently, what I was reading last night, have plans for 9 of these modern movies. So we're on 4. Yeah. Which is kind of crazy. Didn't work out for Power Rangers and Lionsgate when they said they had plans for 5, but here or Fantastic Beasts, but here we are.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it shakes out. But overall, I was very impressed with this. The CGI is just absolutely stunning. The motion capture performances are awesome. There's a part of the film where you're kind of like soaring through the mountains in a way, and my dad was like, "This is like soaring in Disney World, like one of the rides that they have." Um, and even early on, when the three apes were kind of like when they were going to the nest to get the eggs,
Mhm.
my stomach was a little like uneasy. I'm like, "Ooh, we're right
Yeah.
there with you."
Yeah. Yeah. That's something I noticed about, like, every action set piece, like, it's so immersive, like, you are in it, and you never feel like it's just, like, empty CGI, like, pixels, like, you really, as I said, like, you really do feel like you're following these apes around, um, and it's crazy to me that Jar Jar Binks was the first motion capture effect
Mhm,
that we got back in, was that 99? And
mhm.
now look at it. I think they've perfected it for sure since then.
And this is a movie that had a budget of, I think, 160 million or something. So the
Okay.
fact that they're able to do that on a budget that's much less than a lot of Marvel movies, excuse me,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
those Marvel effects have been really hurting.
Yeah.
And they're under the same umbrella ultimately with Disney. It's just kind of
Disney.
fascinating to me.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
It was funny that you said you didn't care about the human character, May. I was right along with you, and I know the humans are like the secondary characters, like we're on the ape side, but I was not a fan of Freya Allen at first. Like, I mean, I know she's supposed to be kind of a blank, like, not, she doesn't communicate that much, obviously, for reasons we won't get into, but she she came around, like, later on, like, there's a certain turn that happens later on in the film, and, like, I I thought her performance, like, kinda got strengthened, like, as the movie went on. I don't know. At first, she was just very flat to me, and I guess that was obviously a choice, but, she grew on me.
Let's give the spoiler alert here. We're going to talk about the ending, and
Okay.
we can then talk about the scene that you're referencing. Are you
Okay.
referencing this scene where she has the gun behind her?
No, I was talking about the William H. Macy thing.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
She
but
it was interesting. It was definitely a different type of human character, and William H. Macy was kind of like just a throw-in. Like he's there and then he's
yeah,
not. You're like, what's going on
right.
here? But I thought the end where she clearly went to kill Noah was
Mhm,
really fascinating and well played on her part.
mhm.
That just showed the depth of the character there. Where do you think this is going? Like, so the reason I ask is because leading into this, there was a lot of talk about time travel, and she was the only one that was in like a modern outfit compared to the other echoes, if you will, the other
Mhm.
human characters. What do you? And then at the end of this, we get into um, some nods towards space, and what's
Yes.
happening with the when they find the giant um oh my gosh, my words are escaping me this morning. Telescope would be the
Telescope,
word I'm
yeah.
looking for. uh and then when Noah's in the classroom and he sees the constellation, the solar system, and he sees Saturn, um and then at the end, the satellites reach out, and I think they said it was like Indiana or something.
Mm,
um,
mhm.
but I'm just wondering, like, there was a lot of play with the sky and looking up, and I'm wondering if you think that there's going to be a whole nother like planetary aspect here.
Yeah, I don't have any, like, interesting, guesses on where we're going from here, but, I mean, it's definitely gonna be more humans versus apes, but in space? I don't know. I have no idea, but, it definitely, when they set up these, trilogies or sequels that may or may not happen, like, this definitely had me at least, like, intrigued, like, what's gonna happen next. Um, but yeah, your guess is as good as mine on where it's gonna go.
I'm looking it up right now to see if like there's any conversation about what the ending actually means.
Okay.
Um, I
An
know
explainer.
West Ball was very um, cryptic,
Hmm.
but here's the question: is the planet Noah and Anea are looking at through the telescope Earth? Um, I don't. I don't know. Oh, are they using? Are they communicating back with Earth? Because the first movie it played with the very first movie, like back in the '60s,
Right.
played
Yeah.
with different planets and such.
Yeah, the Statue of Liberty, I mean, that's like a twist ending, like, that was Earth the whole time.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, the giveaway, but no, the action takes place on Earth. The giveaways are found not just in the various overgrown buildings and streets seen in the film, but in the specificity of one shot that features the remnants of the parabolic arches that define the center of Los Angeles International Airport. Imagine that if we're told as actors that we're all actually on Mars, but no, my character has maps of towns. We're all in LA. What? I don't know what's going on.
that gives us nothing.
Yeah, go on, girl. Give us nothing. I I don't know. I
Right.
have no idea. All right. Well,
Um,
anyway, we'll see where that goes.
right, right. What did you think of Rocka? Gay Yoda.
Okay, Yoda. I thought Rocco was awesome.
Yeah.
I really like how they used Caesar's legacy in this,
Mhm, mhm.
and kind of played a little bit on like, this is a little bit of a deep analysis, but almost modern day Christianity and like the
Yep.
different
Mhm.
sects of Christianity and manipulation of the word. And I thought that was really intriguing and interesting. And I didn't expect that type of layer to this movie.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up, like, fundamentalism,
Hmm.
like Rocca, wants to put out the message or continue Caesar's legacy in, like, a good way, and then you have, Proximus doing it in an extreme, misguided way. So,
Yeah,
yeah, there's definitely something on the movie's mind, and then it also has the spectacle. There's definitely, like, 3 or 4 action set pieces that, like, had me, like it was very exciting. Yeah.
do you remember where that the Caesar symbol came from?
No.
It was
Tell me.
the window in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. He was in
Oh,
Yeah, he was in the attic, and it was the
attic,
window.
right,
Yeah,
okay.
I forgot about that.
In James Franco's house.
Yep, in Jim Stryker's house.
Got it.
Um, yeah, my dad pointed that out, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's really cool." I love
Your
that.
dad should be a film critic.
He, oh my god, Jeremy, you've met my dad,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, you've met him.
yeah.
He
The
leaned
Flash.
over so many times during the movie and was like with the doll when they grab the doll and it says
Yeah,
"Mama." Right before
yeah.
that, he leans over and goes "Mama," like really loud, and I'm like, okay. Um, he was just all over it because he loves Planet of the Apes. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
wild.
You
Where does
brought the
this
right person.
fall? I know, right? Where does this fall in the rankings of the modern films for you?
For me, so I think I've only seen each of these once.
Mhm.
I might have seen Rise twice, but I don't really remember.
Because of James
I would
Franco.
no, he's problematic, isn't he?
Yeah.
So War for the Planet of the Apes is definitely the top for me, the last one. And then I would say Rise, and then this one. And then for me, I'm probably in the minority. I would say Dawn is probably the bottom. Not that it's a bad film, but it definitely has some strengths for sure. But back when I saw it, it just I don't know, it didn't fully work for me. So
Yeah, I get that. I That's how I felt with War. I was a little frustrated with War being
yeah.
titled War of the Planet of the Apes, and then it very much was like a little bit more of a character study.
Yeah.
Um, so that frustrated me, but I don't know. I think this is my favorite, to be honest. I don't know why, but
Okay.
maybe it's and I said this right after I left the theater. Maybe it's recency bias, but
Right.
5 days later, I'm still thinking about it as my favorite.
So then
Um,
where would the other ones go for you?
I don't know.
Or you don't really know? They just mesh
Pro-
together?
probably Probably Rise, Dawn, War, quite honestly.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think so. I think that's where I would go.
Yeah. I mean, War is definitely I wouldn't call it a slog because I liked it so much, but it is definitely like a very serious, somber slow building film for sure.
Where does the Mark Wahlberg movie fall for you?
Oh my God. It's not even on the list.
It's not even on the list. It never happened. It never
No,
happened. Oh my gosh.
absolutely not.
All right, let's move on here. So, a little bit of background for those listening. Jeremy and I are both in the Philadelphia area. We go to screenings together. And obviously, we both write for guidetomovies.com. And one of the things that has become frustrating recently is that studios are declining to screen certain movies, which is a lot of times I see it as indicative of the quality. But this is just really fascinating. So basically, the ones that come to mind most recently are Imaginary, which you and I ended up buying tickets to go see.
Right.
Um, Tarot, which I forgot was even a thing that came out last week.
Yep.
The Strangers Chapter 1 isn't being screened here,
Mhm.
and the new John Krasinski movie If is not being screened. What
And
is
long
going on?
and long legs.
And Long Legs, that's right, and Long
I'm really
Legs.
excited for it. Yeah.
What is going on with this?
I don't know. You said it's fascinating. It's also just really frustrating. Like, I mean, I don't mind buying a ticket, but like, why do we get the short end of the stick here?
Yeah, I don't understand why studios I so here's my frustration with it. It almost is like a lack of confidence in the movie, or at least signals that when you're not putting it in front of critics. Now,
Yeah.
understandably, like, the studios are going to look at it and say this movie probably isn't our strongest, yada yada yada, but you greenlit it, you have it made, you're marketing it, you're promoting it, you're putting it out there. Why treat it any differently than any others? Try to get it out there. Change the embargo. Hello, play Netflix.
Yeah.
Lift the embargo a minute before it hits. Like
Right.
that. Hello, this is nothing new. But especially for a movie like If, which as of last week was tracking really well to be, a good box office hit, at least for the first weekend, and is getting, from all the people that I follow, at least, who have seen it during the press days in LA, is people are saying it's really good, that it's
Mhm.
charming and such, and then gets a little deeper in the second half. But I haven't seen anything really negative about it. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to put your best foot forward and put these movies out there for more eyes to see, to play on that word of mouth.
Yeah, you don't want to hide a good movie or a good product. It feels like a product now more than like a piece of art or just a piece of entertainment. Like I don't know, I I don't understand. And I'm excited for all of those movies that you just mentioned. Like The Strangers Chapter 1, obviously horror fan here, but even If, yeah, it
Yeah.
looks charming.
I like everyone that's involved in it. Granted, there's like 75 voice actors, but
Right.
it's John Krasinski and Steve Carell as the main. I saw some pictures today from the press avails, and they have like full like mascot suits of the big purple character and stuff. Like, they're really big on
Selling
this,
it.
it seems. I just don't understand this move, and it's really frustrating because ultimately, then like the big ones come out, or movies that they really do want to push come out, and they're asking critics to attend, yet they're shortchanging critics with some of these other releases. And
Yeah.
maybe it's just a location thing, and we're across the country on the East
Hmm.
Coast, but at the same time, like, we're not far from New York, and I haven't seen anything about New York screenings.
Right.
Ugh, I don't get it.
Screw Philly, I guess. I don't know. What did we
Screw
do?
That's what one of our fellow Philadelphia critics from Slash Film said online. He's like, "What's going on with
Yeah,
Philly?"
yeah, yeah. Uh,
What do you think, it's a horror thing? Because when you look at a lot of these movies, Tarot, Imaginary, The Strangers, Chapter 1, Long Legs, like, we're not seeing any of those screened. Is it largely horror that you think is being put on the back burner?
so Tarot did not surprise me. That looks like PG-13 teeny bopper fare. Like, most of the teens are gonna probably buy a ticket and be on TikTok the whole time. But like I can understand like the studio not having like a lot of confidence in that. But Long Legs, that really surprises me. Like
Yeah.
and also The Strangers Chapter 1. Like people know, the original Stranger, well, the first two Strangers. Like I don't know, I feel like that would you want butts and seats, like And I mean, a lot of critics, there are a lot of horror journalists. Like, I don't understand. And I know The Strangers Chapter 1 has gotten mixed reception, but there are definitely people that have been positive on it. So I don't know.
But also, it's the first of 3. Like, you would want to start off on a strong foot.
right.
Oh
Guess we're
my
not
God.
starting strong. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand that whatsoever. Because like for us, the next screening that we have is Furiosa.
Right.
Unless we're reaching out for others, you know? Oh, so interesting.
We're gonna see them all regardless, right?
I don't know.
No.
I'm coming around on Furiosa basically because of the
Well,
location.
I know. Yeah, right.
I don't know.
We'll see.
All right. We are 2 gays on this podcast, so of course we have to talk about the biggest gay movie news of the week, which is Red, White, and Royal Blue is getting a sequel. You famously rated this 3.5 no notes, and
I will never let that down. I will never let that down.
This was announced the other night. They're doing fan screenings. I believe they're pushing for for your consideration for Emmys and such. So this would be in the TV movie category. Which is fascinating, but it apparently had such great buzz and was a big driver of subscriptions for Amazon that they wanted to lock everyone in. Of course, one of the challenges here is that the beloved book does not have a sequel, though the author was intimately involved in the crafting of the first movie and is said to be writing this. Actually, she's the one that said it during she's like, I'm writing it too. She's writing it with Matthew Lopez, who is the writer and director of the first film. So I personally am excited. Nicholas Galitzine and Taylor Zakar Perez return. Sounds like Uma Thurman is pumped to be back as well.
She's still the president.
She's still the president. Looks like she posted my children or something, me and my boys or something like that. I was like, oh, I love this so much.
Yeah.
What do you think about this, aside from the fact that you shit on the first movie? But I'm kidding. So first off, concern over a sequel in and of itself when a movie is so beloved, so to speak, and then they do a sequel. And then secondary to that is them crafting a story out of nothing.
I mean, there's always that concern, I'm sure with like making a sequel but the added problem, or not problem, but potential for a problem being that it's not based on actual source material. I don't know. I think they have a charming cast and they set up the whole relationship. So now let's see where it goes from there. Like I'm really excited for it. I love those two guys together. They have, crazy chemistry. I know you make fun of me because I said 3.5 no notes, but we were in the parking lot. Okay. I need to let it marinate.
We were not in the parking lot. It was a streaming movie.
No, we went to a.
Oh, we did. That's right. We did go to a screening of it.
You had already seen it, and
I went to New York for a screening.
Yeah, and you have also read the book. So this is why it's so personal. But no, it is a cute movie, but also it does get very deeply emotional, and it's very charming. No, I'm excited for it. I don't think it'll be just more of the same because we kind of have that setup out of the way. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they have.
I will say that the author of the book, Casey McQuiston, has been teasing a sequel for quite a long time. Like she said, she basically knows where this is going or where she would want it to go. They're also, I believe, when they released a version of the book, they added like an additional epilogue chapter in, which reportedly was filmed for the first movie, but they didn't put it in there. So that's, I'm glad that she's involved. I think that's a really strong move on Amazon's part. It's funny just reading a lot of the stories that have come out from the press avails that they've had this week for it. Because if you remember, they couldn't even do press for this movie because it was during the strikes. So like the fact that it was as well received as it was is kind of remarkable. And it makes you wonder what they would have been able to do with more of a promotional push had there not been a strike. But they're all sharing stories, and Taylor Zakar Perez was asked about, I guess, like funny stories from set. And do you know the scene where like they collapse on the stairs together Like one, I think
Yeah.
Taylor Zakar Perez runs in and they go baby like that. He said that they could not say that with a straight face. That every time they would say baby, they would just bust out laughing.
So they had to do like 100 takes of it.
Yeah, yeah. There's, I mean, and you can tell like they have great chemistry, and I think the whole
Yeah.
cast does.
Hmm.
Um, and even seeing them at these events, you can tell that they're all pretty close. So I think that's exciting. It's not just people being brought back for a money grab, which of
Obligation,
course,
right?
yeah, there's part of that, of course, because it's
Yeah.
it did
It's a
well. But
business, right?
what are your favorite recent rom coms? Any that come to mind?
Um, yes. So I know we recently saw the Idea of You. I wouldn't consider that one of my favorites, but that's one that pops in my head. Um, Besides Red, White, and Royal Blue, I would say Bros. I would
Okay,
say Fire Island. I mean, that is a romantic comedy. That's like a Pride and Prejudice, but make it gay.
I was gonna say sticking with the gays here. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. Did you ever see Rye Lane from last year on Hulu?
I didn't watch that. No.
No, that was I really enjoyed that one. That was very funny and sweet. It's like two 20-somethings in South London. It was kind of like Before Sunrise, like just two people talking, but it's very like
Okay.
snappy, very fast paced. Um, and then probably Love at First Sight. Sorry, I just rattled off a bunch, but
No, they're good.
Love at First Sight was that airport movie with Haley Lou Richardson on Netflix.
Airport movie.
Made me feel like a teenage girl for loving it, but I was charmed by it. So
Okay.
that's what I got. What
Okay.
about you?
I would say so. Sticking with like the gay theme, I think Love Simon was really well delivered.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Really like that one. Um, No Hard Feelings was fun last year with Jennifer Lawrence. I enjoyed
Hmm.
that a lot.
Hmm.
Here's one that's a little off the beaten path. Good luck to you, Leo Grande.
It's funny that you said that because I was looking up rom-coms like in the last few years, and that did come
Uh huh.
up. I loved that movie. I
Uh
mean,
huh.
I guess it is a romantic comedy. It's just not your traditional, but that's a great pick.
It was such a great movie. I love that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. Would you consider
Um,
Challengers or May December romantic comedies?
May December definitely not.
I'm kidding.
Challengers. I
No,
mean, like that's the debate right now. Is that a drama? Is it a comedy? Is it a dramedy? I think it's drama, but
it's
maybe
an
I don't
adult
know.
drama.
It is wonderful too.
Yes, yes,
Really
with
wonderful.
tennis. Yes.
Yeah, I think they're probably the ones. I'm surprised you didn't put Irish Wish on your list.
Oh my god. I had a nice time, but it is definitely not a favorite.
I
It was
had a
good
nice time.
to I wasn't mad at it.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was nice to see Lindsay Lohan back on the small screen, back on the Netflix screen.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's all I got.
Oh man. It's funny because Sean and I talked last week about rom-coms and sometimes how they have like such shitty writing.
Yeah,
The Idea of You was one that we were kind of like ripping apart a little bit because of, and he didn't like it nearly as much as the two of us did.
I saw
But yeah. But he or one of the lines was like, I am her mother and she is my daughter or something. And it's like, yeah, okay, that's how that works. Like just really weird writing that sometimes I think takes you out of what could otherwise be a little bit more serious of a film. And I don't know, it kind of it bothers me that we don't get any smart rom-coms,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there
you
is
know.
one that I forgot to mention also. Did you ever see I Want You Back with Charlie Day and Jenny
I
Slate?
did. I did.
I
That was a good one.
I really liked that one. Yeah.
I forgot
Um
about that one.
yeah. I remember they screened that. It was an Amazon movie, but I remember seeing that in the city. Surrounded
Interesting.
by it was like a I don't even know, a promotional thing. But yeah, you are right though about the writing. The writing in rom-coms are not always. I mean, it's very, it's a predictable formula. That's why we keep coming back. It's
Yeah.
comfortable, and I feel like it always rests on the chemistry of the two people that are bound to fall in love at the end. So, yeah.
Or not. I mean,
Or
in
not. Yeah.
2005's Prime, spoiler alert, they're not together at the
Right.
end.
Or 500 Days of Summer.
Yes,
Spoiler.
accurate, accurate. All right, Jeremy, we like to play a game with all of our guests on here called Smash Cuts. Are you familiar with the concept?
I am. I'm ready.
You are. Are you familiar with the little tag that we have?
Smash cuts.
No. No,
Smash
I'm
cuts.
not.
All right, so here's what happens. I am going to read a few topics to you, and you are going to tell me smash or pass and give me a little bit of insight into why. Are you ready?
Ready.
Smash or pass Zendaya?
Smash.
Tell me more.
I mean, does she need an explanation? Like, she's not only, she's just like a star. She's a freaking movie star. Like, she can do anything. Like, I know she's like a Disney Nickelodeon kid. I don't even remember. Disney? Yeah, Disney. But just Challengers just showed open up her whole bag of tricks. Like, she's gonna be great.
And arguably, Euphoria did that too, because there's some really
Well, that as
serious
well. For sure. For sure. I did watch Euphoria. Yeah.
smash or pass the new Superman suit reveal with David Cornsweet.
Smash. He's very attractive. The whole superhero thing, the superhero fatigue is definitely real for me, I would say. But no, I mean, based on just a picture, I will say smash. I have no more substance to give you.
I am very, very excited.
I know
Very
you
excited.
are.
I can't wait.
Yes.
Smash or pass the show You on Netflix?
When it first aired, I would have said smash, but now I would say pass.
Really?
I just kind of fell off the You boat.
Oh my gosh, the You
I
boat.
know the You. No, I was in it for the first 3 seasons, which is ridiculous, and then the 4th one, I don't know what it did. I don't know. I lost interest.
They also released it in 2 halves, which is always frustrating on Netflix. Not a
Yeah.
big fan of that. It kind of takes you
Yeah.
out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a fan of that. Smash or pass the Garfield movie?
Hard pass. Like,
You're-
I don't know. Why are we doing this again? Like, it didn't work with Bill Murray. I don't know. I mean, that was a live action animated hybrid. This is just animated, right?
Yes.
But I don't know. I'm good. Like,
Yeah. Like, what are we doing here?
yeah, no.
I'll
So
probably
pass.
see it.
Oh my god. If they're screening it on a Saturday with families, why not?
I think it's a Sunday, actually.
Yeah, actually, now that it leaves my mouth, yeah, 3:00, 3 p.m.
3
King of Prussia. Yeah, yeah.
Smash or pass Taylor Swift?
Oh my god. I'm gonna go to hell.
I'm trying to get you canceled.
Yeah, why are you doing this to me? She's just not for me, and she's so talented, but I'm gonna say pass. I have to be honest. Like, I don't know. Not.
Whoa.
I don't know. It's just she's just not for me. That's all I got.
Final one here.
Okay.
Go ahead. What?
I like some of her older songs, but then yeah, she just seems really petty.
I love it. Yeah, it's wonderful. I may or may not have been spending the last 2 nights watching clips from the Paris shows. Smash or pass Russell Crowe's accent in The Pope's Exorcist?
Smash.
What?
What? You don't like it?
I mean, it's just Russell Crowe. Like, it's just weird.
It's a feature, not a bug. Come on.
It's a feature, not a bug.
You should have said Russell Crowe's scooter.
True.
But
Oh,
yeah.
man. Jeremy, what movies that are upcoming are you looking forward to?
Well, some that we just talked about that we're not seeing early. The Strangers, Chapter 1. I would also say I'm excited for that movie Babes, the
Oh yeah.
Ileana Glazer and what's her name? I'm excited for that comedy. I like both of them. And then also In a Violent Nature, which I know you've already seen, but I
Mhm.
feel like that's really buzzing around the internet about, audiences like throwing up. When you saw it, did you throw up?
No, and that's so interesting because I will say there are some of the kills are wild. They're like out of
Yeah.
control, just
Uh-huh.
over the top, but like fun.
Uh-huh.
Um, so the throwing up thing, I do remember people walking out. It's like they didn't realize what they were getting into. I saw it at the Spring Fest, Philadelphia Film Festival. Um, but yeah, it was. I'm like, you're here at like 9 o'clock at night or whatever it was, 9:30 at night on a Saturday or what? Yeah, I think it was Saturday night. I'm like, you know what you're getting into here.
And the word violent in the title? I don't know. Like
Yeah, that might give it away.
maybe.
But I think it was like an artsy title, In a Violent Nature.
Yeah,
And we're like, oh,
right. Ooh.
ooh,
It's a character study.
a
Um,
character study.
yeah, yeah. So I'm excited for those titles. I can't think of. I mean, if we're looking like far into the future, I know you're not into it, but I am excited for Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
Yeah, that's happening.
That is happening, and I will be there
I
if they
really want to see
screen it.
Longlegs. Yeah, if they
Yes,
screen it. I
yes,
really want to see Longlegs. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about Blink Twice. I think that just looks kooky and fun.
yes, yep.
And also Trap. M. Night Shyamalan Trap.
Yep,
Um,
I'm there.
and Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Yeah. I'll probably see it, but it's not on my list.
I don't understand how. It is a cinematic classic of a franchise.
Oh man, okay. Oh, Maxine. I'm
Oh
July
yeah, yeah,
5th.
yeah. That too.
July 5th, Maxine.
We better get a screening for that.
Oh yeah. Or we will
Oh my god.
rage.
Or we will rage. Um, awesome, Jeremy. I'm glad that you were able to join us today. Tell people where they
Yes.
can find you.
I am at J Kibler Film on Instagram and X, and then you can find me. Actually, I am sorry, Kibler Film Freak on Instagram and J Kibler Film on X or Twitter, and I'm also on
Was
Letterbox.
was Kibler Film Freak taken on Twitter?
I believe so. Yes. It'd be
All
great to
right.
have one name across all socials, but that doesn't always happen.
Yeah, that's how Guy at the Movies was taken when I first signed up for Twitter, and I had to do Guy at the Movies 1 for a while, and then I changed it to Guy at the Movies underscore. But the Guy at the Movies is never active. I'm like, Twitter, give it to me.
Yeah, come on.
Working on it. Working on it. Next week, Sean, Math Teacher Movies returns. And if you liked this episode, please like it, share it, comment. We'll even take bad comments as long as you're giving us 5 stars. Wherever you're listening or watching, be sure to subscribe, share this all with your friends. Follow Smash Cuts Podcast on Instagram and Smash Cuts Pod on X or Twitter or whatever Elon is calling it these days. Jeremy, text you soon.
All right.